So we're getting a new Ghostbusters movie next year, and I am definitely excited for it. However, one thing I'm not excited about is the game that I'm about to cover. How did this turn out so bad? You would think that with a concept like going around and catching ghosts, it would be a piece of cake to make that into an awesome game, right? I mean, look what you had to work with. The original Ghostbusters had so many exciting scenes that could have been made into great levels. But what we got? Well, let's take a look at the damage. So the main area is a top-down view where you control the Ghostbusters logo around the city. The point is to wait around until you find a building that starts flashing. At that point, you click on it and are then out on the road with Ecto-1. There's really not much to these driving scenes, and I feel like they were only added because the game doesn't have many alternatives to entertain you. The only thing you have to do here is to avoid the other cars and pick up gas containers to keep going. However, before you go and fight your first ghosts, you have to go to the store and buy supplies, which is kind of weird that there would exist a store that has a surplus in ghost fighting equipment. But whatever. Mostly what all this stuff is are a bunch of proton packs and ghost traps. So when you're finally ready to fight the ghost, it is pretty uninspiring. You just walk from left to right and hope that your proton beam connects with one of them, and once you have them in your beam, then you can activate the trap. And that's it. I basically described the whole game to you. After that, it's rinse and repeat. Find a flashing building, drive to the location, catch the ghosts, and keep doing that. Yep, there's Ghostbusters on NES, folks. Okay, there's one more thing. Once you've done this for a while, back on the map screen, a message will appear towards the bottom telling you it's time to enter the Zool building. And now comes the stairs. Yeah, remember that one part where the Ghostbusters had to walk up the building? That's the whole level. Of all the things they could have chose, right? Okay, if you do not have a Game Genie, this is one of the hardest things to do in video games, period. Getting to the top of the stairs without dying. Because if the ghosts touch you only a few times, it's over. And you can't control the Ghostbusters like normal. You have to be continually tapping the A button to get them to move. And you have to get them up 23 flights of stairs. Which is kind of funny when you think about it, since the movie had them walking up 22 flights of stairs. So then, you finally get to fight Gozer, and I'll admit the gameplay does get a little better, because at least now you can move around freely with the control pad without having to tap A. And if you win the game, not much happens. You just get a screen full of typos. I'm not the first to point this out, and I won't be the last. So when I was a kid, I was really excited to get this game for two reasons. One, of course because I loved Ghostbusters, and two, because I only had two other NES games at the time, and I had played those games to death, so a new one was very welcome. At the time, I tried to convince myself that this was a good game, but I think I was just overtaken by my love for the Ghostbusters franchise. Even today, I know it's not a good game, like at all, but the fact that I played it so much as a kid makes me nostalgic for it. You know, it's kind of like those movies you watch when you're young, and you love it so much, and then when you go back to them and watch them as an adult, you're like, why in the world did I ever like this? That's my relationship with Ghostbusters on NES. Normally, I would say go play it, but you know what? It's the future now. If you're curious, just watch a playthrough on YouTube. No need to subject yourself to this.